it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. And it is week 2 of the Margaret Miller collage challenge. And what I'm using here, just jumping straight in, you guys, I am using this black calligraphy ink. It's from Daiso. It's a Japanese ink, and I got it for about $5 on Amazon, and I love it. I use it all the time. I looked up the Japanese word for art, and that is what I'm kind of drawing out here with the calligraphy ink. So definitely when I'm looking at Marguerite's prompts, I try to find connection. They're very random, but I try in my mind to find connection. So the prompts this week are your least favorite color, a sewing notion, something out of the recycle bin, a foreign language, a tea bag cover, and the bonus is fiber, yarn, or string. So the foreign language, I picked Japanese. I just think it's a beautiful language. And I thought, I think I can make this work. So I sketched out the word art, and now I'm bringing in a stencil, which reminded me of a kimono dress, like a print on a kimono. And I'm using orange. Yellow's my favorite color. Orange is my least favorite. Like, they're so close on the spectrum, but it just is what it is. So I sprayed that down, and every time I spray on my stencils, I do try to keep getting impressions, like ghosting impressions, so that I feel like I don't waste the ink. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm not going to use it in this video, but I'll save it. So here is a tea bag cover, and then here is something from the recycle bin. And I'm going to use these up. It's part of the prompt. So when I think of Japan, I think of a lot of things. Like, it's on my bucket list. I so badly want to visit Japan one day. And I think of cherry blossom trees. And so that's what I'm going to recreate with this box. Is it just happens to be the perfect size. And so I'm just laying it on top of my paper, and now I'm sketching out some branches of a cherry blossom tree. I didn't look up a cherry blossom tree, so this may be wildly inaccurate, but it's just for fun, right, you guys? So I'm just sketching these out, and they kind of look like a gnarly hand to me. They would be great for like a, I don't know, they look like the Grinch's hand, maybe because Christmas is just ending, but or one of the Dementors from Harry Potter. I don't know. It's supposed to be a tree. So I'm going to cut these out of that saltine box. We like the unsalted tops. It is so funny. Like, my kids will eat generic cereal. You know, you can get so many generics and they're all totally fine. The only thing that will not fly on the generic tip are saltines. They have to be name brand and they have to be unsalted. And then they disappear. Okay, so I'm bringing in my ink. I'm using Distress Oxide in a couple of colors. I'm using Vintage Photo first, just to kind of go over everything. And then I'm using this ground espresso to darken up the edges of it. I really liked my sketch more than the way I cut it out. I mean, I got most of the bumps and grooves, but I think I had put more in my sketch. But that ground espresso really brings out all the shape around the branches. So I'm going to put that on, and then I will bring in a pen, and I'm going to sketch just some very random lines, you know, trying to make this like a texturized branch, and you know, not being picky, not thinking about it too much, just throw them on there. Okay, so when that part is done, which is coming right up, then I'm going to bring my page back, and yes, this is kind of what I wanted. Now, one of my friends, Miss Mary, sent me just a huge box of stuff. I guess it's been about 2 years ago. And these were in there, and I have them in my sequin wall. So I have a couple of like, they're like from the hardware store. They're from Harbor Freight, and it's for organizing screws, but that's where I keep my sequins. And so they're in my sequin wall. And then this is the tea bag cover that I had. I mean, that's something I don't just keep or leave laying around. So I was lucky I had one, to be honest. It's green tea. How perfect is that? We definitely have a theme here. I didn't know what to do with it. And so I just put it to the side, and I was like, the bonus is designed so that maybe if you don't want to do one of the other prompts, you can do the bonus in place of it. So I thought, well, let me tie in the yarn and string, and then that way if I just don't find a place to put that tea bag, I can leave it out. And I knew I could incorporate some string. So I grabbed some embroidery floss and I separated it so that it was very thin. And I put a little glue on my finger, and then I'm just running it along this and getting it nice and sticky. I figured this is the best way to stick it down. I don't know if it's right, but I'm just kind of randomly sticking this down. I don't worry about putting a whole bunch on there. I just put one piece and I was done. I was like, all right, I'm done with that. And then I will glue my flowers on. I had kind of randomly placed my flowers when I was first setting them down, and I really liked where I randomly placed them. So then I was like, when I moved them off the branch, I was like trying to kind of keep them, but then I don't know where they went. That was too long ago. So they just went back on wherever they went on. I could have put more, but I just felt like this was enough to get the point. And I just love springtime. Like, winter is so drab. All the plants just look so dead outside. Our grass is basically straw. And then you get spring, and we have peach trees, and we have red buds, and we have viburnums. We have a few things that just really bud in the very beginning of spring, and it is just so beautiful. So I did figure out what I was going to do with this tea bag, and I cut it just into very thin strips, and then just kind of like cross-hatched them. I don't know, you guys. I'm just trying to throw these things on the piece of paper. So I had a lot of fun creating this spread. As I said in my first video for this challenge, I think some weeks will just be awesome, and then some weeks maybe not as awesome. But I'm excited to be on this adventure and to be doing this. I love collage. I always have. I love making collage. I love looking at collage, like at other people's artwork. And, you know, it's just fun. And I think you can take this, and just by doing this practice, it could make your card making better. It's a great thing to use in your junk journaling. So I just really encourage y'all to give it a try. There's a lot of different techniques, and Margaret Miller has a wonderful YouTube channel with lots of videos about collage if you're not sure where to start or how to do it. So I'm going to put my parameters on the back, and I'm done. They're prompts. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.